Imagine waking up one morning and finding a big, locked gate standing right where your driveway used to be. No warning, no letter, just a shiny metal barricade with a bold sign, property of Willowbend HOA. That happened to me exactly 3 months ago. But here's the twist: they thought they were trapping me. What they didn't know is that I had spent the last 5 years building a trap for them. My name is Mason Carter. I'm a 40-year-old former cybersecurity engineer who traded Silicon Valley burnout for 5 acres of ocean view serenity just outside the wealthy Willowbend community in Northern California. My dream was simple: build an off-grid, sustainable home, raise chickens, maybe finally finish writing that novel. Turns out, I wasn't the only one interested in my land. Enter Margaret Whitmore, the self-proclaimed queen of Willowbend. She ran the HOA like a private fiefdom, backed by her loyal goons, Henry Dahl, a retired real estate attorney with a soft spine, and Trisha Kim, a realtor who'd sell her soul for a higher listing price. The trio wasn't just about keeping lawns trimmed. No, they had a grander Visiona private wellness resort with ocean access. And guess what stood in their way? My land. It started subtly. I got an invite to a boundary clarification meeting, even though I wasn't part of their HOA. I declined. Then came the fake notices, violations for unauthorized structures, fire hazard brush, even abandoned vehicles that didn't exist. When those didn't work, I caught wind of something bigger. Margaret had secretly pitched a development plan to the city council, and she needed my land to make it happen. What Margaret didn't know was that I spent my 20s designing digital honeypots to catch hackers. Now I was building physical ones. I restored an old public access road hidden in the back corner of my land, illegal but forgotten easement that bypassed Willowbend entirely. Then, I installed a decoy gate at the main row, cameras hidden in faux fence posts, motion sensors buried under gravel, microphones tucked in decorative rocks. It looked like the only way in, and that's exactly what I wanted them to think. The day they locked that fake gate, I acted furious, called the sheriff, filed a report, made a scene. Margaret even showed up herself, wearing oversized sunglasses and pearls, offering me a generous buyout. The offer was laughably low. I played along, all while slipping construction materials in through the back road at night. But things escalated fast. Margaret sent her private security patrol, yes. They had Oneto inspect my land. Translation: trespass, photograph, and sabotage. They cut locks, moved survey markers, and even slashed the tires on my generator. What they didn't realize was that every move was being recorded. And I had friends. Rachel, my sister, is an investigative reporter. She started digging into Margaret's past and found something explosive. The entire resort project was tied to a shell company run by Margaret's son. The plan was never about community benefit. It was about private profit, using HOA authority as cover. At the same time, Trisha Kim, the realtor, started getting cold feet. She quietly reached out to me with internal HOA emails and fake survey documents. Turns out, even Henry, the soft-spoken lawyer, had warned Margaret that what she was doing could land them all in legal hot water. So I made my move. I filed a lawsuit. Trespassing, harassment, conspiracy to defraud. And I had the receipts, timestamps, videos, audio recordings, forged papers, everything. Local news picked it up. And suddenly the story shifted from angry man refuses to follow HOA rules to power-hungry HOA president tries to steal private land for secret luxury deal. Margaret tried to spin it, held an emergency HOA meeting where she gave a teary-eyed speech about preserving community values. But Trisha went public the next day, admitting everything. The nail in the coffin? A county land surveyor testified that not only was the gate illegal, But the so-called boundary adjustment was based on falsified maps. We met one last time in a neutral attorney's office. Margaret tried to act composed, but her world was crumbling. Her son's shell company pulled out. The city launched an ethics investigation, and several board members resigned. I agreed to drop the lawsuit in exchange for a public apology from the HOA, removal of the gate within 72 hours, full reimbursement of legal and construction costs, Margaret's permanent resignation. I sold the property 3 months later to an environmental nonprofit that plans to preserve the coastline. With the money, I bought 12 acres up north, even more secluded, even more beautiful. And this time, I made sure the nearest HOA was 50 miles away. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't destruction. It's documentation, exposure, and walking away with your head high while your enemies implode on camera. But what do you think? Was I right to take the high road? Or should I have pressed charges and taken it all the way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on HOA abuse and how far is too far when defending your land.